I am going to then open the May 17th Historic District Commission meeting. Welcome, everybody. I am Vice Chairman, acting Chairman tonight for Tim Dowan, who is absent. But I am going to just read kind of the overview of the commission and the rules and regulations for today, because we do have some guests with us today. So I figured I would go over the overview of everything. So just to start, good evening and welcome, everybody. I do want to mention that this meeting is being recorded. And so if you are not speaking, please have yourselves on mute to prevent any sort of background noise. Our meeting tonight is broken up into two sections. The first half of our meeting will be the public hearing, which is the opportunity for applicants to present their applications to the commission and for commission members to ask questions. The second half of the meeting is the regular meeting, and that is the time where the commission discusses the applications and makes the decision, their decisions on the applications. Applicants are welcome to stay and listen during the regular meeting, but you can't provide any more comment. Only the public hearing is the opportunity for comment on applications. So regular meeting is just for the commission to deliberate and make their decisions. If you wish to stay, you're welcome to, like I said, but you don't have to stay. You're welcome to head on home afterwards. We will be notifying you tomorrow morning the results of the commission's decision on your application. So you'll get a written notification from the Historic District Commission tomorrow morning, probably from me because Tim's gone. So, so it'll be a written email. I believe you guys had an email, so we'll send it via email. And so we'll get back to you tomorrow morning then on the commission's decision. And any questions so far? No, I know it was kind of a quick run through, a little chaos. I have to apologize, everybody. Our technology is not what we expected when we walked in. So we're on my laptop and Catherine's next to me over here and we're trying to share. So we've got some applicants right here in the room, but they're also on Zoom. So I'm just going to have the computer in front of me just to make it easier. So any questions so far? No? Okay, cool. So then let me just pull up the agenda then. So then we'll get right into the public hearing portion of the meeting. And we will start with, sorry, I'm trying to do, I wish I had two screens here, but I don't. Trying to make one document smaller and the other bigger. There we go. So we'll start the public hearing with the first item on our agenda, which is a COA 520 30 Huntington Lane. And it looks like we do have two applicants here to discuss their application. So I'll turn it over to you guys if you want to just talk about your project, talk a little bit about materials, and highlight any information you feel like the commission should know. So go for it.
I have to present. Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome to, or whichever one of you, or both of you.
You go and I can type in.
All right.
Perfect.
So hello, everybody. Good to meet everybody. We purchased the property back in 2022, or actually 2021, and then moved in 2022. And after we moved in, or actually before we bought the house, we knew that the roof needed to be replaced. And so we went in, bought the house, knowing that we'd have to replace it. And went through 2022, tried to go get some quotes from folks just to get moving on that process.
Yeah.
And kind of get that moved along. We worked with CT Roof Crafters, who gave us the quote that's in the application there. The guy that has worked, or Michael, I think his name.
Yeah.
Michael Young.
Yeah, Michael Young.
Yeah.
So we worked with him. He's been really good helping us get quotes for different types of materials there. We weren't able to go with the material we wanted to put on the house, unfortunately, just due to price of it. But we found a pretty good alternative, which we put into the application there.
It's actually the same material that's on the house across the street. So we got to see it go on.
That's cool.
Brand new. We were like, that looks okay. We can work, we could do that. So that's what we wanted.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
That's our application. We're hoping we're only doing if anybody is familiar with the property, there's a little barn and a house as well. And we're just doing the house. We're not doing the barn.
It's the house that was purple.
Yeah.
Yes.
The purple house now partially blue.
Yes. Well, the blue looks beautiful, I have to say. It looks
Thank
very nice.
Thank you.
My husband and I walked by the other day and we're like, oh, that looks nice.
So many people have been walking by and telling us how much they love the color.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
We did not like the purple.
I think it was tan before purple.
Yeah, it was tan before purple. Yeah. It's gone through many color iterations over its many years.
I'm a fan of a much more historically correct blue,
Yeah,
so
a little more muted.
Yes.
A little less loud.
a little less lavender.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. All right, great. Well, do any members of the commission have questions for Elizabeth and Charles here?
So the guttering and everything is gonna stay the same, it's just the roof that's changing?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
Okay,
We don't want to change any of the gutters. We're just looking at doing the roof.
Mhm.
The gutters don't need to be replaced.
understood, thank you.
Let's see the screen.
Is there a problem with the roof right now? Like, is it leaking or you just don't like the lifts?
So it's not actively leaking. When we got our inspection done, the inspector estimated that it was about 30 years old.
Yeah,
Okay.
So we're looking to kind of replace before something happens. We don't
All right,
want to mess around with that.
I was just curious. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank goodness it's not leaking.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you, I don't see them on here, but did you include sample colors of what the Max Def Reson Shake or the Max Def Burnt Sienna would look like?
Ooh. I may not have, I intended to, but there may not be an image in there of that color.
Okay,
No,
I can go ahead and send that along, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't really regulate color anyway, so it would just.
I was just curious, yeah, I was just curious what the colors were.
Yeah.
I'll go-
yeah, you need a new roof.
Sounds good, yeah.
Looking through all the pictures. Unfortunately,
Yeah. And I believe you guys said in the application that the house currently has architectural shingles on it right now. And so
Yeah.
we were just looking to replace it with like similar architectural shingles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
we'd love to do, proper cedar, but that's a little bit out of our scope right now.
I get it.
Yeah.
Cedar's expensive.
It is,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, does anyone have any other questions for our applicants here?
nope.
Nope,
Greg, Nancy, you're good?
No questions. Seems pretty straightforward.
Okay, sounds good. And Nancy, I saw her head nodding, so she looked good.
What was my little?
Thanks for all the good pictures.
Yes, yeah.
yeah, your pictures are outstanding, thank you for that.
Thank you. I haven't done one of these before, so I was like, I'll go overboard. and,
Overboard is always helpful.
I can't go wrong with overboard was my assumption, so.
There's been times where there's been too little information, so therefore we can't accept an application when there's too little, so it's helpful.
Yeah, more info is
information-
always better.
Yeah, overboard is always better.
we'll stick with that methodology going forward.
That's perfect, that's perfect. Okay, so any further questions before we move on to the next application?
Mm-mm.
All right, seeing none, you guys are welcome to stick around and hang out if you'd like. You don't have to, you're welcome to go home and enjoy your dinner, so.
Keep painting.
Or keep painting, whichever you prefer, so like I said, you're welcome to hang or you're welcome to head out too, whatever your preference is.
Awesome.
Well, thank you all for your
Yeah.
time.
Thank you
Thank
guys,
you.
and thank you,
Appreciate it.
yeah, thank you for submitting an application, and like I said, if you stay or go, whichever way, if you stay, you'll know our answer immediately, but if you go, I'll respond to your email first thing tomorrow morning with the response and the application decision, so we'll let you know either way.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. that sounds
And it's
good.
nice to meet you guys finally too, by the way,
Yeah.
because I know you moved in a little while ago, so it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I want to say we've interacted on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook, yes,
Yes.
definitely, yes,
Yes,
it's nice to
okay.
finally meet.
Well, you know where I live.
Yes.
So swing by anytime. I'm probably outside painting.
Yeah, there we go, perfect, well, thank you guys,
Thank
awesome.
you.
So then we'll just go here down on the agenda, so I don't believe we have an applicant here for COA 521 193 Broadway. And it doesn't appear that we have a COA for 522 or COA 522 for 33 Huntington Place. So unless is there any further public comment?
Mm-mm.
Okay, hearing none, I'm gonna close the public hearing then at 5:53 PM. And then we're going to enter into the regular portion of our meeting. With the first item on our agenda being action on COAs. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
See
thank
you
you.
later.
Good
Have a
night.
nice evening, guys. Okay, so let me just pull up the COAs in front of me. I just want to have them here. Okay. Okay, great. So our first COA to address was COA 520 30 Huntington Lane. Is there a motion from the floor regarding this application?
Move to approve as it stands,
Thank you, Jake.
as written.
Thank you, Jake. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Greg. Any discussion?
No,
No, pretty straightforward one.
I think it's pretty clear cut.
Sounds good. All right. Well, then, without further ado, I'm going to do the roll call vote. And I'm not picking favorites. It's just where you guys are on the screen. So I'll start with you, Greg Farlow.
aye,
Jake,
Aye.
Nancy,
Aye.
Greg Johnson,
Aye.
and I also vote aye. So the motion passes unanimously and the application is approved. Great. Thank you, guys. So moving forward here on our agenda, we have COA 521, which is 193 Broadway. This appeared to be a Tesla charger that they wanted to install next to their electrical outlet outside. So that's what this application is. So is there a motion from the floor regarding this application?
can, or plug in the Tesla.
Yeah, plug in, yeah, Tesla charger station.
Sure. Who is it anyway? Lillian Pereira.
193 Broadway, Lillian Pereira.
Very good. I'll move to accept the COA as proposed.
Yeah,
Thank you, Greg Johnson, and Greg Farlow, was that a second?
a second.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Any discussion?
No need.
I just tried to figure out which house it was. I was looking on the map.
Yeah. I think it's fine. It looks like it's a white Tesla charger, a wall connector,
Yeah.
and it will probably match nicely next to the electrical outlet, which is also already kind of painted white. So I don't think it's going to be a big visual
Big
impact.
thing. Yeah, also, we can't stop progress here.
Yeah, you need them.
You
Yeah.
kind of have to allow it and
Yeah.
disable their car.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
point. Nancy.
You're gonna run out of electricity.
Uh,
There's nowhere around to do it,
Mhm.
you know that, except Lisbon. That's about 4 charging stations.
Oh.
Lisbon Landing. But,
Mm.
okay, I'm
Yeah.
done.
Okay, so, all right, any further discussion?
No,
All right, well, then I will do the roll call vote again, just where you guys are on my screen. So Greg Farlow, I'll start with you. Was that an aye?
aye, yes,
Aye, okay, thank you. Jake,
Aye.
Nancy,
Aye.
Greg Johnson,
Aye.
and
I, Regan, also vote aye in favor. So thank you, guys. The motion passes unanimously and the application is approved. So the next COA we have is COA 522, which is 33 Huntington Place. And it looks like this one is, let me just pull it up, is some chimney repair and repointing.
yeah,
It looks like it's a replacement. Doesn't look like it's repair. It says they're tearing it down to below the roof line and rebuilding it from that point up using all new brick.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a total rebuild. Thank you for that clarification, Jake. Yeah. Okay, I'm just rereading it really quickly.
that's Damien's house, isn't it?
No, this is Huntington Place.
Okay,
So
Oh.
sorry, we need a motion before we can discuss this further. So, is there a motion? Oh, go ahead, Greg, sorry. Was
so
that
I'm
just-
done. I'd like to make a motion.
Okay, yeah, please, go ahead.
This application then,
Yep, go ahead. Go ahead, Greg Farlow.
what do you want me to say?
Oh, yeah, so I think we
You're
could,
looking for someone to make a motion.
yeah, I'm looking for a motion because we need a motion and then we can discuss it if we feel like we need to discuss it.
Motion to discuss.
Okay, that works. Thank you, Jake. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Nancy. Okay, so now we can discuss the application. We needed a motion first.
No, to discuss it, yeah, all
Yeah,
right. Holy cow, look at that thing.
yeah. I want to just look up our design guidelines really quick and see what it says about chimneys. So bear with me. Just gonna-
Yeah, I've got mine over here. The question then is, what's below that?
Boy, that thing's in rough shape.
I mean, what's below that in the structure? You know? I'm sure the
Yeah.
fire department will have to be involved in that one. From the looks of it.
Yeah, let's see.
Did you see anything at all yet?
Yeah, no, I'm just I'm rereading our section in our design guidelines about chimneys.
Yeah.
Okay, so it does say in our design guidelines on page 30 to rebuild deteriorated chimneys utilizing the existing bricks. If not possible, utilize closely matching bricks.
All right.
I'm a little concerned. I think he said they want to use new bricks.
Yeah, it says using all new brick on the quote.
Yeah, that was the concern that I was having.
They may not have an option. Is that, what's under that, slate or tar? Is that a flat roof or what? I can't figure out what kind of roof that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'm
Do you
just
think,
oh, go ahead, Nancy, sorry.
do you think some of the bricks are damaged and maybe that's why they would be using new?
Yeah,
Some of it looks like it is, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, if you expand it out, some of these things are pretty well cracked in corners and will have to all be rejointed anyway, repointed.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's a white, it might have been a white painted brick chimney too. From the looks of the intensity of the white.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Either that or some kind of mold.
Yeah, and we also say in our design guidelines on page 30, to avoid the use of any sealants that could trap moisture in the masonry. And I think they say in the quote, they would put some sort of water repellent.
Yeah,
Um,
watertight seal.
Yeah. So that's-
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to talk to her.
Yeah, I mean, what we could say to the applicant is that I understand the need for the chimney rebuild because the photos are evidence enough that it's kind of in rough shape. But I think we would need them to adhere to the
Materials, yeah,
guidelines, to what's outlined in the guidelines.
yeah.
I agree.
Not they'd have to come back to us. In other words, if all that's trash. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't mention anything about a cap either.
Well. Or if there's a lining in that, or what there is.
Yeah, I can't imagine spending $6,000 on a chimney and not putting a new liner in.
Yeah,
That doesn't make sense, but it
Yeah.
doesn't say anything about a liner.
yeah, it just, excuse me, it just talks about the lead flashing.
Mhm. They want to put crown coat chimney saver water repellent.
Yeah. So what we could do, if we would feel comfortable or not, is we could approve with the stipulation that they adhere to the design guidelines. And what I would do with their COA is I would make a copy of those 2 pages of the chimney design, the chimney section on our design guidelines, and return it with them to say that this is what you need to do.
Mhm.
So we
Ask
could,
them to recycle as much brick as possible.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry, the pollen is bothering my throat today.
Wasn't it awful?
Yeah.
Awful out there. Okay,
So how do you guys feel about that? We could approve
Good.
with stipulation that they adhere to the design guidelines. Oh, what page is it? Page 29 and 30 regarding chimneys.
mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's hard to tell. That picture's not super clear, but the bottom part of the chimney doesn't look that bad. Like, I don't know why you would not tear that all off, but
Yeah,
Yeah, it does look pretty good with flashing too. They put wood on it, huh? That's different.
I mean, it seems like maybe just repointed or something, but
bottom doesn't look horrible, but obviously the top dressed, but
right, but that's, it'll be a lot less to replace than the whole thing, but.
Oh, yeah, they could probably save half that chimney.
mhm.
If
least the
you did
bottom
it that
third.
way, Reagan, I would think you would need to point out what part of the guidelines you're referring to.
Oh, yeah, I would attach a copy of those 2 pages with their COA to say this is what we want you to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, beyond that, to point out that it does say to reutilize the present
Yeah,
bricks
Yeah.
if possible, that kind of thing.
yeah, I'll stipulate that as well in the COA response to them as well. So
Well, is there anything else that we feel they're not abiding by in the guideline that is outlined in their application by Armstrong here? I mean, it does say using all new bricks, so we have to point that out.
yeah,
Is anything else
ceiling.
obviously not in compliance?
sealant. They're talking about a sealant.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about the sealant and then the use of new bricks.
Yeah, well, a sealant's an add-on, so you can always get rid of. I suspect we'll be seeing them soon anyway from the looks of that house. The siding where it meets the roof. On the picture,
Yeah,
can you see it, the yellow house? And it's terrible in that, oh my God, it's all rotted down. Oh, well,
well,
this is for the.
we're just focusing on the chimney right now.
I
so-
know, I know.
So I would be happy to, well, I can't make a motion, hang on. But what I would do is, I would outline the specifics in the design guidelines regarding the concern about the new use of new bricks and the concern about the sealant, in the COA itself, like this, I'd write that in. Saying that we'd advise the applicant to look for soft bricks or older bricks to match the existing bricks that are in the chimney.
Right.
And we'd also recommend probably not using the sealant.
How old is that house? Does anyone know?
I could look it up really quick.
I'm not familiar with it, so I don't know. Just curious. But anyway, okay.
I could look it up really quick if you just give me a minute. Roughly 1875.
All right. Okay, yeah, it's. Okay, look at all those angles,
Mhm.
flat roof, all kinds of roofs. All right, I'm gonna walk by that tomorrow, I think.
So Regan, I'll make a motion that we accept the proposal, COA, with the stipulation that they agree to follow the design guidelines, which Regan will supply them with.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Greg. Is there a second?
Second.
I'll second that, right? Oh, go ahead, Jake, you can have this one.
So motion made by Greg Johnson and then second made by Jake.
Yeah,
Okay, great, thanks. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, I will do the roll call vote. So I'll start with you, Greg Farlow.
hi,
Jake, I'll go to you next.
Aye.
Nancy
Aye.
and Greg Johnson,
Aye.
and then me, I vote aye. So motion passes unanimously.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for your help noodling that one over. Next thing on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the Wednesday, April 19th, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Thank you, Catherine, for sending all those out. I hope everybody had a chance to look at the minutes prior to the meeting. Is there a motion to accept the minutes from Wednesday, the 19th of April? Is there a motion?
Hmm,
Mm.
Is everyone rereading the minutes really quick?
yeah. basically.
That's the problem this week.
Yes.
Usually
yeah,
I do it way ahead.
Yeah.
I'm ahead.
What's that?
I was gonna say, something last week, right?
Yeah.
Can you give us a
Let's-
minute, Regan?
Yeah,
I-
let's take a moment so we don't feel guilty. and
I
go on.
can give you like 30 seconds if that's acceptable.
All right, we know what these are anyway.
I'll give you
Okay.
guys a minute. No problem.
Well, yeah, the chain link fence. We haven't heard anything on that at all, have we?
I
On
have
that.
not heard an update from Tim, so I'm gonna assume
Okay.
no news.
Okay. Well, just make sure he isn't building on it.
I did email that. Because I think he's like, well, why did the person, remember, he's like, why did the person in the neighborhood? That's right, and he asked why they got approved, and you guys were like, well, what house is he talking about? And then I don't know. if Tim did
Oh,
anything after
if it
that,
ever was a problem.
Yeah. But he did question, yeah, like,
Okay.
yeah, why his neighbor had one, and you guys were like, well, they could have just put one up too, you know?
Yeah,
Not got approval.
yeah. Have you guys read the minutes? You guys feel
Oh.
confident?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I move that we accept the minutes as presented.
Thanks, Greg Johnson. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Nancy.
Great.
Any discussion?
No.
All right, well then, I'm gonna switch it up this time with where you guys are on my screen and for the roll call vote this time. So Greg Johnson, I'll start with you.
Aye.
Nancy,
Aye.
Greg, no, Jake, sorry.
Aye.
I messed up my order here. And then Greg Farlow.
Aye, and in attendance.
And I also vote aye. So motion passes, the minutes are approved. Thank you guys for passing that and taking a minute to be good commission members and reading the minutes prior to voting. So appreciate it. And thank you, Catherine, as always, for your help in putting the minutes together.
Mhm.
I don't have a chairman's report and I don't have any old business or new business. The only thing Tim and I were able to chat about before you left was just organizing the meeting. So I have no further updates about anything that was done in the past. So any business that you guys have? Is that a hand? Greg Johnson, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I had a question.
Yeah.
So do we, and by we, I guess I mean the commission, do any follow-up on things that we've approved, like to see that people actually follow what we say? and
Yeah,
what's
we're,
approved?
yeah, we are supposed to, we can. Honestly, I kind of leave that up to the building department to do some follow-up too, because they will then in turn do, their permit process after we're done with our process, they go through their process, and there is inspections with the building department that people have to follow through with as well. So we can do that too.
Worth a drive-by.
But I kind of, yeah, we can do drive-bys and things like that. We can't physically go onto people's properties. That's the thing. Unless invited, obviously. But the city has the authority to also carry out those inspections. So I could sometimes let the building department.
Yeah. So one of the things I want, and I certainly have not been keeping track of everyone we approve, but one of the ones I noticed, because I walk past it all the time, the corner of Washington Street Extension, not Scotland Road, and what was it, the Canterbury Turnpike, the four-way stop there by Vincenzo's house. The house across from Vincenzo, they had put in like a retaining wall on their driveway, and they wanted to use these ugly concrete blocks, and we said we approved it, but they had agreed that they were going to like face over it with stone, so you would be looking at ugly concrete blocks. And well, they did the retaining wall, and then they put in like another plant or two, but it's been probably a year now, and they still haven't put that facing on.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's a good point, Greg. Yeah, I
Time
don't,
to write him a letter.
yeah, I don't remember that application, I'll be honest. I have to go back and look in the files here, but yeah, no, that's a good point. We could certainly follow up with them to make sure that they do that.
Something else for Reagan to do.
I know. I'm gonna let Tim do that when he gets home.
Yeah.
Because he's chairman now and not me, so.
I saw when I was reading the minutes, I saw that Tim had brought up that issue about the B&B there at 380.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually noticed it looked like there were moving trucks in front of there yesterday morning.
oh,
There were two moving trucks in front of there.
really? Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah, they was down on Washington.
Yeah.
yeah, they
like-
were both backed up to the door.
So do we
Yeah.
know anything about that? Like, did they move or?
I have no idea.
someplace?
I
Okay.
didn't hang
It
around
was
long
somebody
enough.
living
I
there,
wasn't
but-
sure if they were moving in or moving out, so I don't really know.
Mm. I don't know anything, so,
Well, there were young people, so it's, weren't the other owners. So it's probably move in.
I didn't know it sold, so that's also interesting.
I
I-
haven't seen it for sale sign out there, but I just happened to notice that. I was thinking, oh, oh, good, maybe our problem has gone away.
Yeah, I don't know. I can certainly send them a letter saying that they're in the historic district, so welcome and
Yeah.
aware of what you need.
Now we got ya.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know it sold, so that's interesting.
You know for a fact it did sell, Greg, or were,
No, I
did you
just,
hear that from somebody?
no, I never saw a for sale sign sitting there, but
No, I
that,
hadn't either.
but that doesn't mean it didn't sell. I mean, they could have.
Of course, no, agreed, agreed,
Yeah.
yeah. I was just curious if you knew something about it.
No, that's what I was asking. The only thing is I saw the moving vans. I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know. Okay, well, interesting. I can send them a letter anyway. Never hurts to send a letter.
Yeah, we can ask
Right.
Jessica at the next meeting if she knows anything.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. All right, any further business, anything else? No? Okay, so our next meeting then is on Wednesday, June 21st at 5:30. Do we want to do hybrid again? Is it work? I'm looking at you, Catherine.
I
'cause
love
we're-
it.
We're the two sitting here.
I mean, I can always do what I did. It is a little, I just feel bad coming like so close if we.
The date again.
I was
Time.
going to email Ray to
Anybody?
kind of ask what happened and see what the problem is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think this went okay for what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, it's not
Like I said, I
surprising.
know even if we went in that room and tried to jump on their equipment, it kept disconnecting on
Oh.
the chair last night, and I don't know if it was this computer or whatever that thing is.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, so really there aren't any rules. It's just that if anything, I don't know how long we can stay fully Zoom more instead of being fully in person. I don't know if everyone's in
I
favor of
see,
that.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. Well, if we can get the tech issue fixed for next month, I don't mind coming here. It's just, this was not ideal.
No, and especially when there's actually applicants here. you
Yeah,
know,
that was a little awkward.
It was one thing, it was just all of us, you know. it's
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was going to email him to ask what happened, you know,
Yeah.
and go from there.
Okay,
Yeah, and I won't let them use the excuse of, it's more work because they do it for other meetings.
yeah, with,
Yeah,
yeah, and maybe what we could do if need be, I know that I don't know if we can do this, but we could ask about downstairs in the planning department.
I did offer that when we first emailed them. I said, hey,
Yeah.
we can just go next door. And they're like, no, room 319 is fine.
Okay.
But I can
alright,
ask again, because that was my thought, is that room's already set up. Just let us know what we need to do.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know that they would want us to go back, even though I like the Zoom meetings, to go back fully in Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's good.
Hello, Zoom.
Yeah, I think they're pushing people towards the in-person stuff.
Has anybody complained to us about it?
I don't
I
think.
don't know
so.
if I should name them a citizen, a concerned citizen
Oh, well,
made
that's
a
true.
complaint.
Yeah, yeah, well, we did get that complaint that,
who has not come to a meeting.
that we should be accessible for those who want to come. in
It was a
person.
while ago, right? Wasn't that a couple of months ago?
Well, yeah, it was
Yeah.
like 2
Or
months
was that
ago.
more recent?
It was 2 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think, I don't mind, and I don't think Tim minds coming down here. I hope Catherine doesn't mind
No,
coming down here,
I
although
just-
we could do the hybrid option to give that option to those who may want to come in person. But needing to figure out next month to make sure there's technology.
Yeah.
Cause this is not ideal to have my computer be the hub of everything. So I guess we'll probably do hybrid again then, guys, next month. You guys are welcome to stay on Zoom. And then the small contingent of Tim, Catherine, and I will be down here, holding down the fort at City Hall or whatever room we get thrown into. And Greg, for your information, that was Wednesday, June 21st. is-
Thanks.
Yeah, I think I heard you
Yeah,
question.
HDC. HD.
All right, anything
Civic
else?
duty. Nope.
If not, I would look for a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn, please.
Thank you, Craig Barlow. And is there
I
a
was polite
second?
about it.
Second,
And thanks, Jake. I'll just do the roll call one last time. So Greg Johnson, I'll start with you.
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Jake,
Aye.
Greg Farlow,
Hi.
and I also vote
Yes.
aye. So we are adjourned. Thank you guys so much for being here and see you next month.